The fascinating concept of harnessing gamma radiation for sustenance has taken center stage with the exploration of various fungi species' unusual ability to utilize radiation as a growth energy source. Tom Ireland delves into the potential this unique characteristic presents, probing into the world of these little-studied organisms. The intriguing saga of these radioactive hungry fungi began in the late 1980s, when Ukrainian scientists ventured into the dark, ominous recesses of the demolished Reactor 4 in Chernobyl. They discovered a peculiar black, mold-like fungus flourishing amidst the perilously high radiation levels. It wasn't just tolerating the harsh radioactive environment, it was proliferating, even drawn towards the densest sources of gamma radiation. Further investigation over the next decade and a half unveiled thousands of strains of various microfungi species thriving in and around the Chernobyl catastrophe site. Many demonstrated an uncanny attraction towards potent sources of ionizing radiation, and could even metabolize highly radioactive graphite fragments from the reactor core. Such radiation-resistant fungi were not completely unheard of. It was known since the 1960s that certain fungi species demonstrated substantial radiation resilience, having been discovered on Antarctic mountains' high slopes, where UV levels are remarkably high, and within the water used for cooling nuclear reactor cores. However, the findings at Chernobyl suggested the potential existence of radiotrophic fungi, species that actively sought out and benefited from high radiation levels. The question arose, were these fungi utilizing gamma radiation, similar to how plants use sunlight? Following the preliminary findings of the Ukrainian scientists, Professor Ekaterina Dadachova and her team at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine in New York conducted a series of laboratory experiments to further understand these extraordinary fungal species. They found that specific fungi like Exophiala dermatitidis and Cryptococcus neoformans demonstrated significant growth enhancement and biomass accumulation under high radiation exposure, far more than under normal radiation levels. Their transcriptome and metabolism altered notably under such high radiation conditions. Melanin, a pigment found across a variety of eukaryotes that provides protection against UV radiation, seemed to be the linchpin in these radiotrophic fungi. When the melanin was removed from these fungal strains, their enhanced growth in high radiation conditions ceased. This finding hinted that melanin played a critical role in the fungi's radiotrophic capabilities. Melanin is a group of high molecular weight polymers, known for its dark color and ability to absorb 99.9% of UV and visible light. It serves a host of biological functions, from pigmentation to photoprotection and even neurological tasks. For fungi to grow towards radiation, a resilient sensor immune to radiation damage is required, a role perfectly suited for melanin, given its unique molecular structure. The Chernobyl fungi had heavy pigmentation that formed concentric layers, leading to a dark spherical shell. The resilient melanin ghosts remained even when other cellular material was eroded away with potent chemicals. This suggested that melanin wasn't just a radiation shield, but possibly an energy transducer harnessing ionizing radiation energy akin to photosynthetic pigments. However, Dadachova pointed out that when fungi have their preferred nutritious media, they don't engage these radiation-based mechanisms. It is only in nutrient-deficient conditions, such as within the Chernobyl reactor, that the fungi resort to harnessing radiation for growth. Interestingly, the origins of life on Earth were in a period of significantly higher radiation levels. Many fungal fossils show melanization, particularly during periods of intense radiation that wiped out many animal and plant species, like the early Cretaceous period, when Earth temporarily lost its cosmic radiation shield. Today, melanized fungi remain common, including edible mushrooms used in cuisine worldwide. To explain why fungi are adept at harnessing melanin, Dadachova believes it is due to their eukaryotic nature, which necessitates protection for their complex genome against environmental stressors and predators. They evolved this defense mechanism, which makes them impervious even to the human immune system in severe cases of fungal diseases. Dadachova's interest in radiotrophic fungi was sparked during her postdoc studies, when she was exploring how radiation impacts living cells and considering therapies based on targeted radiation. As she delved deeper into the world of microscopic fungi and their interaction with ionizing radiation, she discovered adaptations in melanized fungal species due to previous radiation exposure, allowing them to tolerate, sense, and respond to radiation byproducts. Now the chair of radiopharmacy at the University of Saskatchewan in Canada, Radioactive aims to decipher the exact process through which fungi utilize melanin for growth, much like the detailed exploration of photosynthesis in the 19th and 20th centuries. Understanding fungal melanin's properties could open doors to a host of applications, such as synthetic melanins for UV or radiation protection, fungi-based bioremediation of radioactive waste, radiation protection for patients undergoing radiation therapies, and melanin-based spacesuits to shield astronauts from space radiation. One intriguing possibility is that radiotrophic fungi could pave the way for new renewable energy sources and biomaterials, especially in arid regions where traditional plants struggle to survive. These fungi could potentially replace green plants in such areas, serving as a source of sugars and other essentials. Futuristic ideas even imagine these fungi playing a role in space colonization, potentially as a self-replicating radioprotective building material for a Martian base. However, these possibilities are still not entirely understood and need further research. The field could truly flourish with the participation of plant biologists who understand photosynthesis. Collaboration with such experts, Radioactive believes, could unravel the secrets of how life harnesses radiation.